Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I'm going to answer one of the Java interview questions. That is, write a Java program to print date and time. Let me answer this question with practical demonstration. So there is an old method and there is a latest method. Okay. From Java 8 onwards, we have a latest way of printing the date and time. From before Java 8, we also have another way of printing the date and time. Okay. So we generally have to use the latest things, right? They will be more advanced and sophisticated anyhow. So for that reasons, I'm going to demonstrate both, but I recommend you guys to use the latest ones over the oldest ones of printing the date and time. Okay. So some people may still use the oldest ones, but I prefer how to move to the latest ones, how to print the date and times, and we'll explore a lot about printing date and time in this category. Fine. So for that, I'll switch to Eclipse IDE and here create a new class. Okay, I'll just create a new class. I'll just name this class as date and time demo. Okay, with main method I'll create. With main method I'm going to create. And here the font size is very low. I'll just increase the font size, Control plus plus. Yeah, to what level you want, you can increase. Yeah, inside this main method, I'll first talk about the old way of printing date and time. Okay, this is the old way where you need to create an object for the date class. Okay, date is equal to new date. Okay, if you are using an older version of Java, still it is okay. Okay, like if your Java version is less than 8, still you will be able to use this. Okay, and in latest versions also you can use. It's not deprecated it, but it's the oldest way. We got the new stuff now. When the new stuff is there, why to use the old stuff? Okay, maybe you have to have some idea where of old and new things. Okay, that's the reason I'm covering this one. Pour the mouse on this date and import this date from java.util package. Okay, once that is done, now write down. If you want to print out the date and time, it's very simple. Simply print out this date and run the code and see what is happening. Just print the date and see what is happening. You see, date and time are getting printed. Okay, date is equal to new date, system.out.println date. So here today is in India. Here it is Monday. Yes, it's May month. Yes, it's sixth date. Yes. Okay, 15 means yeah, here also 15:58, 3:58 p.m. Okay, and 25. You see, 15:58 and seconds are coming, 25 seconds. Okay, at that point of time when I printed that. Okay, this is how we can print date and time in the old way. What about the new way to print the date and time? We have different ways. Okay, latest ways of printing date and time from Java 8 features. Okay, Java 8 onwards. Okay, from Java 8 onwards, these things are available from Java. Before Java 8, this is there. After Java 8, we have these things. Local date is one of the predefined classes in Java and say dot, and you'll get a method like a lot of methods will be there here. Now method is something you have to take. Okay, now is there and many other variations are there to customize the stuff. You can use many of these methods and but you go with the now guys. Okay, that is very simple and most of the people use now. Okay, and here this now method will return you an object of the local date again. I'll say local, or here already date is there now. I'll say date 2. Okay, date 2 I'll say. Over the mouse on this and create local variable. And here I'll write down system.out.println. System.out.println. This is the latest way, guys. This is the oldest way. And here I'll print the date 2, which is printing the local date, that is date in the latest format. Okay, latest way. Run this code. You see here, whenever you are asking for date in the oldest format, not only date, but also along with the date, you're also getting the what you say, along with that, you're also getting the time also. But here, when you say date in the local date, you'll only get the date, guys. Okay, You'll not get the time. You see, 6th May 2024. Clearly, it's very sweet and simple. Like when compared to this one, you see it looks very sweet and simple, right? And also, if you want to get the time, then we have to use one more thing, guys. Okay, if you want to get the time, you have to use one more thing. That is, here we are not creating an object. If you clearly see here, for old way, we have to create an object for the date class and assign to the variable of the date class and print it out. Okay, print the object reference of the date class. Okay, here object creation is being done. Here, we are not creating an object. We are simply calling one of the predefined static methods of the local date, and that return type of that predefined method is, local date. That's how it's being done, but this is not the object creation statement, right? And using that, we are able to print it out. Now, if you want to print the time, I showed you using the latest way how to print the date I showed you, but how to print the time. And again, one more thing is that you have to make sure that right click on the project properties for this local date and time to work. Go to this project and here right click on the project and select properties. Properties dialog will come. You see, again, I'll repeat. Right click on this, select properties. Properties dialog will come. In that, go to Java compiler and observe that at least 1.8 version is mentioned here. If not, 1.8 is not mentioned, change the version. Okay, you can even take the latest version. I'll just stick to 1.8 only. Okay, just make sure that the minimum version Java compiler version in your Java project is 1.8 version. Otherwise, these things will give you the errors. Okay, if you have less than 1 point, if I go here and select properties, and I'll show you what is going to happen. If I change it to 1.7, less than 1.8, and say apply, and close, immediately we are going to get an error here. Save this. Okay, I'm not getting any error here. That's okay. So is that 1.7? Right click, properties. Is it stick to 1.7? Yes. 1.7 compliance level is working still. What if I say apply and close? Then, okay. This is introduced in latest versions only, guys. Okay. 1 minute, let's find it out. Yeah, since 1.8, but somehow the error is not coming, but it's introduced from 1.8. So let's close this and open that again. Date and time demo. Is there any, but it got introduced in 1.8 only. You can clearly see that it got introduced in since 1.8. This class is immutable and thread safe also. It's introduced in 1.8. So it's better that Java compliance level also you set to 1.8. Just to make sure make sure that nothing will happen here. Apply and close. Okay, there may be some settings that is going wrong, but it got introduced in 1.8 only. That's fine. And here one more thing about this local date is only date you are getting, right? In a proper format, you are getting the date. Compared to the previous format, this looks very good for me, okay? So 6th May 2024, it is coming. And similarly, if you want to print the time, you have to write local time. Okay, time is equal to, instead of writing like this, you can write like this, local time. Local time is a predefined class in Java dot, you have to say now again. Okay, like you have said local date dot now, you have to say local time dot now, and it will return you the object of the local time. So I'll say time is equal to, over the mouse on this, create local variable, local time will be declared, and print it out simply, system.out.println. Time you can print it out. Run this, and you will see the time will get printed out. You see, time, that is it's 4 p.m. here in India, 4 p.m. And 04, that is minutes and 51 seconds, and this is milliseconds. Okay, this is how it will be printing the time. Now there are many other stuff that you can do along with this. That is while printing the date and time, right? There are many other ways. Okay, this is the oldest way, this is the latest way, and along with that, if you take this data system.out.println date to dot, you'll get a lot of methods here, guys. Okay, compared to format, get day of month. It will only get the day of that particular thing. Won't complete date, it will not get. In that, what is the day is there, right? That is today is 6th, right? 6th should be printed. Okay. Let's see, only day of the month. You see 6 got printed. That's great. Now next one, system.out.println. Many ways of printing data and time and and all those stuff. Okay. I'll have one more thing. I'll tell you what is that. That's please be there. There's important thing. Apart from local date and local time, there's one more thing that I'll cover. Okay. Dot. Then get day of year or get month value. Let's see. Month value will be printed. Month value, that is 5, right? Value of the month that will be printed. That is May. Date to dot. Date to dot. What else is there? Let's try that out. Get month value is there. Get year is there. Year will be printed now. We can also print the year. That is 2024 should be printed. You see, not only getting the date like this, we can get the day separately, month separately, year separately. What else is there? Let's find it out. System.out.println date to dot. Okay, so any other stuff? The methods are all there. That's okay. Is there any other thing? I'm just looking at this. Then this is a get day of week. That is all what we have done. Okay. I'm just finding out if there is any other thing that is left out here that I have to cover to retrieve that. Yeah, this is fine. This is a way to, get the month, get the day, month, and year. And coming to the time also, we can do the same thing. System.out.println time dot get hour. Okay, we can get the hour like the system.out.print. Only hour it will get. And if I say time dot get minutes, okay, then system.out.println. So a lot of flexibility is there here. You can clearly see time dot get second, system.out.println time dot get hour is done, get minute is done, get second is done. Is there any other stuff? I have to see at a high level. I think that is nano. Okay. The last one is get minute, get hour, get nano. Okay, milliseconds kind of stuff will come with get nano and print it out. Run this code and see that after time got printed, you will see 16 means 4 p.m. here in India and 12 plus 4 is 16. Okay, 8 means, get minute, 8 minutes, 48. Okay, 8 minutes. Then 20 seconds, and this is milliseconds, okay, nanoseconds, whatever you can call. Okay, and apart from this, there is a flexibility of printing both data and time together. Instead of using local date separately, local time separately, we have something known as local date time. This is another variation. Okay, you can have both. Instead of creating them, if you need only date related stuff, you can go with local date. If you want only time related stuff, you can go with local time. But if you want both date and time, then we have the flexibility of local date and time. Again, say dot now. The return type will be again the object of the local date time. I'll say date time is equal to both the date and time, right? So date time I'm saying. Hover the mouse on this, create local variable, and here write down system.out.println date time. You print out date time here. You'll get both the date and time printed. Okay, you'll get both date and time printed in the latest way. You see, both date is printed and time is printed. Okay, year, month, day. Here, what is coming? Here, time 16. 16 means what? The first operation T is there, and here T 16 means here 4 p.m. 16 09. Yes, 09. Okay, 36 seconds, nanoseconds. Okay, all those. Now, similarly, I can write system.out.println. I can call all these methods that I covered with date and time now. That is date time dot get day of month, day of year, whatever you say, that's okay. Just take one of them. System.out.println date time dot get month value, then system.out.println then write down date time dot get year. Where is the year? Year. Okay, all these things are completed. Now you can also do the same thing to get the hour. Okay, you don't have to separately create local date to local time. If you need time separately, date separately, you can go with these individual classes. If you want both date and time, then directly can go with the local date time case. Okay, that's the easiest way. So whatever the requirements you have, right, based on that you can do. Okay, either separate or get hour, I'll say. Okay, then system.out.println date time dot get minute, I'll say. Then system.out.println, I'll say date time dot get second, I'll say. Then system.out.println date time dot get nano, I'll say. You see all these things in a single class we got. Okay, run the code and observe that everything will come. You see date and time. After that, day, month, year, hours, that is 4 p.m. 12 plus 4 p.m. minutes, then seconds and nanoseconds. Okay, everything came. So this is the oldest way. This is the latest way, guys. This is the latest way. Okay, you go with the oldest way. System.out.println. Okay, date dot. You see, a lot of things got deprecated already. You see this strike off means that got deprecated. Okay, that's a problem, guys. So whenever it's not better to use oldest way now, because a lot of things of this previous thing got deprecated. At least you can print the date. That's okay. But there are some things like get date. If you want to get the date, it's not possible because it got deprecated. It's suggesting us to use the latest local date, local time, local date time kind of classes. Okay, you see all these minutes, month, seconds. Okay, get time, everything got deprecated. Get year, everything got deprecated, guys. Okay, so it's better not to use the old one. You see, most of the methods got deprecated. If you see some strike off means that got deprecated. I'll show you practically here. Get date. If I say, you see, you will get a strike off. That means it got deprecated. So it's not recommended to use the old way of printing date time, and it got deprecated. Most of its methods, most uh, most of these methods of date got deprecated already. Okay, already. So use the latest one, local date, you can use local time, you can use local date and time, you can use, okay, to print the date and time related stuff. So just to help you guys in taking the screenshot and working in your machine, I have reduced the size of this. Now you can take a screenshot of this. Okay, so hope guys you have taken the screenshot of this code so that later you can work in your machine. Now, hope guys you got an answer for this question. So there are two ways of printing date and time. Okay, just to conclude, there are two ways. First way is the old way, where we have the date class. Okay, date class is there where most of its methods got already deprecated or outdated. Okay, we can you can still use them, but you will get some strike off message recommending not to use it. Okay, the latest way of printing date time is by using this latest predefined classes of Java, which got introduced from 1.8 version of Java. One is local date, local time. The last one is local date time. Any of these things you can use, and it's you don't have to create an object, but static methods you can call, and using the object references, you can access all this predefined class related methods to retrieve the date, time, seconds, hours, minutes, years, and all the stuff. Okay, as I demonstrated in this session. So hope guys with practical demonstration, you got the answer for this question. So that's all for this session. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hello all. Welcome to this session. In this session, I'm going to answer one of the Java interview questions. That is, write a Java program to demonstrate SQL date. SQL date. It's not a normal date which comes from java.util package. Rather, this SQL date will come from java.sql package. Okay, it's a date class from another package known as java.sql. Okay, so this is what is the program the interviewer is asking us to write a Java program to demonstrate. not the normal date which is coming from java.util package, rather the date class which is coming from java.sql package. Okay, java.sql.date. Okay, this is a different date class. Okay, fine. So let me explain some theoretical things before we move into the practical stuff, because if you have to understand this practical stuff, you have to first understand this theory. Okay, without that knowledge, you cannot go and write some program and demonstrate there with half-baked knowledge, right? So let's go here and let's go and understand what exactly is this date predefined class from java.sql package and what it is used for in real time. All those things we'll understand now first. Okay. So first of all, this date is a predefined class in Java. Okay. This particular date is a predefined class in Java used specially to represent dates for working with databases, whether that is a MySQL related database, DBMS using database, or it can be Oracle database or whatever it may be. Okay, to represent the dates for working with this kind of databases, we have to use this date class from java.sql. Okay, if you want to use this date related stuff with databases. Okay, databases where we actually store the data, we retrieve the data from for the applications and all, right? So in that case, we have to import this date class from java.sql package instead of importing the date class from java.util package. Okay, this is a separate class, guys, which is designed for working with the databases. Okay, designed to work with the databases. Okay, so it stores only date portion without any time information. Okay, when you compare this date from java.util package that generally deals with the date in Java programming rather than designed for databases, right? That date will represent not only the year, month, and date. Date portion means year, month, date. Not only that, but also it will give you the time information. Java.util.date will give you the time information. But coming to the date class from java.sql package, it will only store the date portion, year, month, date only, day only you will get. You will not get the timestamp or, hours, minutes, seconds, milliseconds. That you will not get here. The date class of java.sql will only store the date portion, that is year, month, and day, not the timestamp. Okay. Then where exactly we have to use this? When you want to retrieve or store the dates in a database using Java. Okay. So when you're writing Java program, in order to connect with the database, we use a concept in Java programming known as JDBC. Okay. After that connection is set. After that, Java and database connection is set with the help of JDBC, Java database connectivity. Then you want to run some queries, some SQL queries, let's say, on the database from the Java language in some way. Don't worry about that now. Okay. In some way you want to retrieve the date information from some of the tables that are stored in the database, or you want to update a particular date in the date column of a particular table in the database, or you want to do any operations on this retrieving and storing kind of operations on the date kind of data that is stored in the database. Okay, in that case, we have to use this date class from java.sql. Then only it is required, guys. Okay, so to work with the databases via the Java programming, via JDBC connection or whatever the connection, we need this date class. We should not be using the normal date from java.util. In this case, to work with the databases, we have a separate date predefined class from a different package known as java.sql. Now, I'm not going to show you how to connect to the database via JDBC and how to use this in real time. I'm not going to show you that, but definitely I'm going to show you how to use this. Okay, how to understand and use this to write a Java program to demonstrate the SQL date. Okay. In tomorrow, when JDBC happens, then with this knowledge that I'm providing, right, you can utilize and combine that JDBC with this concept I covered and get the things done in the real time when you are working with the dates related stuff in the databases. Okay. For accessing or retrieving the data from the databases. Fine. So I'll switch to this Eclipse ID and create a new class. I'll just name this class as SQL date demo. Okay, just some random name I'm giving, SQL date demo. It's not a normal date, it's from the java.sql package. So here I need to first create an object for the date class. Okay, date is equal to new date. Okay, when I press Ctrl Shift O or when I hover the mouse on this date, you will get two options. Whether you have to import this date class from java.util, or whether you have to import this date class from java.sql. Here the interview question is coming for us, asking us, interviewer is asking us to demonstrate, or by writing a Java program to demonstrate the date class from specially this SQL, okay, java.sql package. So SQL date means this is the one, guys, okay, select this. So here date class is not imported from java.util, rather it got imported from java.sql, so that this date can be, we can work with the JDBC and connect with the database and access or retrieve the data, whatever it is, okay, access, retrieve, and store the data into the date related data into the databases tables, okay, with this after connecting to the database via JDBC kind of concepts, okay, fine. Anyway, okay. Here the date constructor is empty. What exactly it is expecting? Let's see. It is expecting you to give some milliseconds, okay. Here long is coming, right? Here milliseconds is expected. If I give 5,000 means it's 5 seconds, assume, okay. Doesn't matter what you give here. You will face some problem here. You see, you will get shocked like what kind of output is coming now. You may think that a proper date like 6th May 2024 will come, but that is not. Here we have to give milliseconds, guys. Okay, that's the syntax. When you run the code, you'll get shocked. You'll not get the proper data here. You see, 1970-0101. Okay, 1st January 1970 it has given, guys. So this is not the way you have to use. Okay, structural wise it's okay, the syntax wise it is okay, but here you should not be mentioning 5,000 here. Rather, we have to do something, guys. That is, we have to get the current time stamp, or we have to get that time, okay, that current milliseconds you have to get, so that you have to pass it here. How to get that current milliseconds? So for that, we have to use a predefined class known as system class, system.current. You type this. System is a predefined class in Java, and it has one of the predefined static methods, which is returning you the current time milliseconds. If you directly print, you got that, right? Some 1970 has come. Okay, if you don't want to get that 1970, rather you want to get the current time, current date and all. Okay, day, month, and year, current one you want. Then you have to use this predefined static method of the system class, that is current time millisecond, which will return the milliseconds in long. Okay, long and say current time. Okay, and copy this and provide that as an argument to this constructor. Then it will be good. If you run this code this time, you'll get the proper thing. Instead of that 1970, you got the correct thing. 6th May 2024. It's coming right properly. Day is 6. Month is 5. That is May, and 2024 is a year. You can clearly see 6/5/2024 is coming. Now, what if I want to retrieve the day, month, and year from this date? Here timestamp will not come, guys. Hours, minutes, seconds, milliseconds will not come. Rather, you will get this kind of stuff. Okay. So how to get the day, month, and year out of this? How to extract that? Maybe tomorrow you use this kind of concepts to work with the database, and after you retrieve the data in the from the database tables in the form of date format from SQL, and now you want to retrieve from that, you want to retrieve the day, month, and year. How do you do that? Okay, for that to happen, it's not directly possible, guys. If I say date dot, you see all our deprecated methods are coming. You see, if I use this get date, you see the kind of it's not the correct way, guys. Some deprecated methods are coming. You see, just striking off. Okay, it's the oldest way. Okay, now the latest way is something like this. There is no direct way in the date class from SQL where you can get the month, year, and rather we have something known as calendar. Calendar dot get instance. You have to say, you have to create an object for the calendar using this get instance. So simply this get instance method of the calendar class, the static predefined method of the calendar class, will return you an object of the calendar. Over the mouse on this, you can see it's returning an object of the calendar. Object is equal to, write down, object is equal to over the mouse and say create, over the mouse and say create local variable, and simply write down here, simply write down calendar. Otherwise, it will be easy for us to understand. And after that, you have to this particular calendar, we have to set this particular date. Okay. So for that, calendar dot set set time will be there. In that we have to pass the date. So pass this particular date here. Okay, so the calendar will be set. Directly using the object reference of the date, you cannot retrieve the month, year, and day. Rather, you have to create an instance for the calendar and assign the date to that. And now you write down system.out.println calendar, okay, dot get of. Otherwise, I'll write like this. So to get the day, month, and year, you can do like this. Okay, calendar dot get method you have to call. Okay, in the get method again you have to write a calendar class, this calendar class, and this static method that will come dot calendar dot. Here you will see a lot of variable kind of stuff. Let's say date. You just take the date, and it will return in the form of integer format. Date in the integer format. For example, here date is 6, right? 6 will be returned here. Okay, date is equal to or day is equal to, I'll say. Okay, day is equal to. Then next one is I'll write calendar dot get. Here I can print it out, guys. Okay, I can print out the day. System dot out dot println day colon plus day. I'll print it out. Okay, you can see that in the output. You are separately retrieving the day, month, and year here. Again, calendar, the object reference of the calendar you call and call the get method. Okay, then here we have to write calendar dot predefined static variable, that is month will be there, month. You see, month is there. Okay, so this month, the problem with the month is it will, for January it will return 0, guys. For December it will return 11. It will start with 0. If it has to mention that it is May month, that is 5, instead of 5 it will give 4, guys, because January is 0 means February is 1, March is 2, okay, April is 3, May is 4, like that. Okay, and it will keep on going till December. December will be 11. So whenever you try to print the month, right, and here you do one thing, you just add one number here. Okay, then it will be giving you the month. Otherwise it will not give you the proper month. Okay, it will give a one number less, because January it represents as 0. So May it will represent as 4. So 4 plus 1, 5. We need in 5, right? So that's the reason we have to do that. System.out.println. Here write down month colon plus month. Okay, then finally calendar dot get of calendar dot, we'll have year kind of static variable of this calendar class, and it will return you again in year. It will return, okay, in year. Now write down system.out.println, just print out this year. Just print out this year. That's it. Save this. Okay, print out this year. Okay, save this, guys. Now you can see here we'll be able to retrieve the day, month, and year, okay, separately from that date class of the java.sql. You see, 2024 5/6 is printing here when you print the date directly of the java.sql. And here calendar, using the calendar, we converted the date and to the calendar format, and by setting some date here, the same date of that SQL, and then we are retrieving the day E6. That's correct. Current month is 5, that is May. That's correct. 2024 is the year. Here I have to print it out. I didn't add some statements here. So year colon, you can easily identify it, even though you can write like this. Okay, year colon run as Java application. You will get the year also. You'll get the year also, guys. Okay, day, month, year. That's it. Okay. So guys, with the practical demonstration, I've answered this question already. So if you want to take a screenshot of this code and later practice how to use the date class from java.sql and what its purpose to work with the databases, we generally use this date class from java.sql. We do not use date class from java.util. Okay, so we'll use the date class from java.sql to work with the databases related dates, okay, to store or access the date related stuff from Java program into the database, and from database tables into the Java programs. To get the transaction done, we have to use a date class from java.sql package. Okay, so with practical demonstration, I have answered this question for you. Hope you have already taken the screenshot for this code. So with that note, I have successfully answered this question for you with practical demonstration. That is how to write a Java program to demonstrate SQL dates. That is a date class, predate predefined class from the java.sql package they are asking about. Okay. So with practical demonstration, I've answered this question for you. So that's all for this session. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hello all. Welcome to this session. In this session, I'm going to answer one of the Java interview questions. That is, write a Java program to demonstrate date format. Let me explain this with practical demonstration. I need to write a Java program to demonstrate date format. There are two ways, guys. One is old way and other one is the latest way. So this is the latest way. Okay, old way is this one using simple date format of date, whereas latest way is date time formatter of local date time, zone date time. Lot of things are there. Okay, I'll explain all the things in clear for you so that you will understand what exactly is going on here. Fine. First, I'll show you the old way. Okay, so earlier people used to format the date with the help of simple date format class. Okay, and they used to use a predefined class known as date class. I'll explain this, how to format the date with the older format. Now the things have got changed. In the latest versions, we got the latest things like date time formatter in place of simple date format. We have local date time, okay, local time, local date, okay, and zone date time, like that kind of classes we got in the latest thing. And for these classes, we should not be using simple date format. Rather, we have to use date time formatter. Okay. So anyhow, whatever it may be, now what we can do is I'll switch to the Eclipse IDE and create a new class. I'll just name this class as class 1. With main method I'll create. I'll use the oldest one. That is simple, guys. It's very simple. Date is equal to new date. You need to create an object for the date class. Okay. Control Shift O. Import it from java.util package. Okay. Then you just print it out. You just print out the date. In what format it is coming by default, you can see. By default, when you print the date as it is after creating an object for the date class and print it out, you will get the date and timestamp printed in this format. You see, this is a format in which it is getting printed. Tuesday, May 07, 15:11:06 IST 2024 is coming, right? Now what I will do here is, I would like to change the format, okay? This is the original format that is coming. When I print in the raw format, if I print the date object, it's coming like that. But if I want to change the format, then I need to create an object for simple date format. SDF is equal to, need to create an object for the simple date format class, simple date format. And here we need to provide the format, guys, that you want, okay? Control Shift O, simple date formatted format will be imported from java.text package. And here we have to provide the format here, guys, whatever the format you want. First, let's say you want a date to come, DD / month to come, MM, capital MM per month. In the number format, date will come. For example, here, day is what, 07. Okay, MM, if you see, that is in the month, 05. And here, year, Y, space. Date, month, year, hours, capital HH, minutes, lowercase mm. Yes, that's the reason month is in capital letter and minutes are in lowercase. Okay. Then SS stands for, seconds. Fine. So far so good. We'll try to, convert that SDF dot. This is a format. I just created a template kind of format. This template I need to apply for this particular date so that this date will not print in this way, original way, rather in the given format, it should print. So for that, I need to use the object reference of simple date format. And there's a method known as parse method. Okay, SDF.parse, and you have to pass the date here. Parse this particular date according to this simple date format. I think so. This is the one. Change type of, yeah. SDF dot format is also there, guys. SDF dot format, not parse. Format is there. I have to give the date here. Okay. Once I do that, hold the mouse on the format. I should not be using parse. I should be using format here. Okay. Using this object reference of simple date format, I have to call this format method. It will return you the date in the string format. String. Okay. Date, modified date. Okay. MF date, modified format date. Okay, the date is modified with a different simple date format. Okay, mf date, I'll print it out. Okay, here I printed original date format, and this is modified modified format date format. Okay, just run this out and see whether the date is getting modified or not. You see, Tuesday, instead of that, what is the format that is coming? Originally it was like this, Tuesday, May 7th, and all those stuff. Now how it is coming, you can clearly see here, guys. You can clearly see. You can do one thing. Yeah, just see here, first date should come, month should come, year should come. Here, day, month, month number, and year number, followed by what is there? Hours, minutes, seconds. Okay, like that. Hours, minutes, seconds. In that same format you got. You see, this is a format you got, guys. This is a format you got. Okay. So this is the thing, guys. This is the thing, but this is outdated already. Okay, so it's an old one. Why? When there is something new and everyone is recommending you to use the latest one, why we have to go with the old one? That's the reason I'll comment this out. Okay, I don't want to use the old one anymore. Okay, whatever I want to increase my knowledge and all, right, I would like to go with the latest one. So shift O. And here for the latest one, we have different classes, guys. Okay, either local date time. I mean, local date class is there, local time class is there, local date time is there. If you want to get both date and time, instead of local date and local time, you go with local date time. That will give you the local date time will give you the both date and time it will give you. If you go with only local date, for example, if you go with only local date, only date will come. If you go with only local time, only time will come. But if I say local date, time, dot, okay, I'll say now. Just you call this method now, predefined static method of local date time. It will return you the local date time, LDT, I'll say, for now, short form. Okay, LDT is equal to create an object reference, declare that the return type of this is same, that is local date time. Once that is done, now come back here and say LDT dot. Okay, so here I would like to print the LDT. Okay, original O date, I will say. Okay, original format date. Okay, before changing the format, what is it? I'll simply instead of giving this, I'll give LDT only, guys. Otherwise, okay, LDT before the format has been changed. Run this and you'll get the output with the date. You see, this is how it comes originally: 2024-05-07 T for timestamp, 15:16. That is hours, minutes, seconds, milliseconds. Like that we are getting. Now I want to change the format. For that, date time, I have to use what? To use the latest one. In place of simple date format, I have to use date time format dot. Then here we have to use a method, guys, of pattern. Okay, of pattern method we have to use. Of pattern, what is the pattern you want? That you have to write down here. Okay, for example, the same pattern if you want, just copy paste the same pattern. Okay, dd/mm/yyyy hours, minutes, separated by colon. I don't want this much big. I just want this format. Okay, I just want this format, guys. Okay, this format I want. This is a format I want. Okay, so what for that? Already off pattern I have used. It is returning is date time format is DTF. I'll say DTF is equal to over the mouse, create local variable. Okay, then here DTF dot. You have to use a method here. DTF dot. Okay. Dot. One minute. Let me see here. Date time format. Already we have taken the format, and from that format we have to get the required thing, right? So DTF dot. Am I getting any format? Format LDT. This LDT I have to format the semicolon here. The format method, the same format method that you are using here, right? Here date I'm passing here. Format in that particular date. It will return you the string. String mf date modified date is equal to system.out.println. System.out.println. Just print out that modified date format mf date. Original it is LDT. local date time format, and then modified date will be coming in this particular pattern. Okay, dd/mm, like that it will come. Just see the output here, how it is coming. Say control minus minus so that you can see the code and output together. Control plus, not coming, control plus. I'll just go here and see. Yeah, now it looks good. Yeah, here you see, guys, what is the format I'm getting? In the original format, it was like this. Okay, LTT if I directly print the object of this raw object of this local date time, I'm getting like that. Now when I'm printing it, I'm getting 07/05/2024 15:18:54. Okay, 15:18:54. Okay, like that I'm getting. Okay, then there are a lot of things to explore, guys. This is a way to format a particular date in the old way and the latest way, but all the things changes here, guys. Okay, what format you are giving matters. Okay, what format here matters, guys. I'll just comment this out to show you what type of formats exist. When you use this format, what will happen? When you use this format, what will happen? I tell you. So here, what are the different examples I collected is only DD, MM, Y. Okay. So DD, only this part if I am showing, timestamp will not come this time. Okay. This time timestamp will not come. Run this code and observe that timestamp will not come. Only day, month, and year are coming. Okay. Only day, month, year are coming. What are the other examples? I'll comment this out. Okay. Just to show you all the different possibilities for practicing. I'll just give you all the different formats and example timestamp formats that we can provide inside the of pattern method of date time formatter here. That's the other one is, this one is completed. Okay, this one is another format. Instead of using, forward slash and all, you can use this one where hyphen will come in between and similar things are there. Okay, run the code, right click run as Java application. Whatever the format you mentioned, that only it will come. Use it 2024-05-07 space 152056. 1520, somewhat around 2126 or whatever it is. Okay, then comment this out and copy this. Again, different formats you try here. You cannot take separate programs for this. AM, PM, if you want, you can write this one. If you want AM, PM also to come, write this one. And here you will see month, date, year, hours, minutes, seconds, and A is there. Okay, A for AM or PM. Now it is PM. At my time zone, it is 3:21 PM. Okay, 15:21 means 3:21 PM. So let's see whether the PM will come or not. In the timestamp, you see PM came. Okay, because A is there here. Like that, many things will be there, guys. Whatever I collected, I'll try to demonstrate here different time. I can also put Z here. Before going for Z, let's go to Z at the end. I'll tell you what's the reason. Now, if you don't want month to come, the month is coming like this, right? Month is coming what? 05 month. It's coming instead of 05, I want it to be like May. Then in that case, what I have to do? I'll write in a different format. That is, here, this is a format I'll write. Here I'll say yum. 3 yums. Okay, short form of month will come. Instead of number, right, you will get April. Instead of APARIL, you will get APR. Instead of November, you will get NOV, like that. Here, May is there. For May only will be there. I will not be able to demonstrate because the current one is like that. But at least you will get something. Short form should come here. You see, May will come because only 3 letters are there, right? So we can't do much. If you have a particular month like June or something, right? JUN will come instead of JUNE here. Okay, that's what you have to understand. The next one, you can try that in the June month. Okay, and see, instead of complete June text, I will get here. If I give yum also, the same thing will come because May will have only 3 letters, but here all the 4 letters should come. That is, in place of June, JUN instead of JUN, you should get JUNE. But in May, only 3 letters will be there. I can't help you. In February, FEB will come if you use MMM. In case of this one, you will get February. Okay, complete text you will get. Okay, that's the difference. 4 M's if you put, that's the difference. Then EEEE also is there. Okay, I'll give you what is that EE. So here I'll copy this. Here and here before that EEEE also I'm using. This will give you the day, like today is what, Tuesday, right? Tuesday will be printed. Okay, right click run as the application and Tuesday will be coming in the output. You see, Tuesday has come completely. Okay, If I use only 3 E's, what will happen? Let's see. I'm using here 4 E's. What if I use 3 E's? Okay, if you use 3 E's instead of 4 E's, I'll reduce one of the E and run the code here, right click, run as Java application. You will get Tuesday, TUE. Okay, Tuesday. Okay, short form you will get. Same thing will happen with month also. You'll get the short form. If you give full form, you will get full form. 4 M's means full form. 3 M's means short form. Okay, 4 E's means full form like Tuesday. Here TUE will come. Okay, like that. And then finally we can go with the time zone. That is which time zone, okay, you belong to. So first of all, to understand the time zone, guys, I have to explain something new for you. I'll just comment, sorry, I'll just put it open here. And I'll go to one more class here because I need to explain about time zones separately. You see, if you want to answer the questions, right, you can easily answer, no problem. But you should have the knowledge. Okay, that's the reason I'm combining the knowledge along with the answer for this interview question so that you will be pretty sure like what is old, what is new, what is latest, what we have to do in this kind of situations. You will have all the idea. If you get any other sub questions from the interview will not ask only single question, right? From that, you'll go for another question. From that, you'll go to another question from the same topic to see how depth of knowledge you have. That's the reason you have to learn like this only, guys. Okay, for all the answers for the interviews, you have to learn along with the concepts. So if I write something like this, uh, time zones, okay, time zones demo, I'll say with main method I'll create. Okay, here if you want to retrieve all the time zones that are there in the world, okay, then zone ID IDs, I think so. Zone ID or IDs, zone ID only. Zone ID is a predefined class in Java from which you have to use get available zone IDs. Okay, you have to call this method known as, if you want to find out what are the different zone IDs are there, get available zone IDs. Okay, hover the mouse on this, it will return in the form of set. I'll just say zone IDs is equal to zone IDs, zone ID dot get available zone IDs, the set collection set it will come. And you can use for each loop, right? For each and every zone ID, the string type, string. You see, string is a type. And here I'll say zone ID colon zone IDs, that is a collection, set collection. And here I'll print it out system.out.println zone ID, I'll print it out and see what is coming in the output. Right click, run as Java application. You see all the zone IDs came. I want something related to Kolkata. Kolkata. Not there. Kolkata. Center. Is it coming? Asia otherwise. I'm from Asia, right? India, Asia. So what is coming? Let's see. Not able to see anything. Kathmandu. Many zone IDs will be there, guys. Some IDs will not come also. If you are from US, it is very easy. USA. Let's see. America otherwise. America. 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 You see, you got different zone IDs in America. You can go with any of the things that is giving you. Okay. Camcom, Lima, St. Lucia. Like there are many zone IDs, Asia, Colombo, like Asia. I am from Asia, right? I want IST. So I'll go with Asia. Hong Kong is coming. Indian time zone I want. Tehran. I know it is all about Kolkata or something, guys. It's not coming in this list, but that should be the case. Asia / Kolkata should come. Okay. So sometimes some zone IDs will not be coming in the default list. You can, nearby zone IDs you can take, or you can give whatever you understand. So this will help you to get the zone IDs. So the zone IDs will be in this format, Asia / like that. Okay. So here, come back here. And if you want to print zone ID in this way, if I put Z here, lowercase z, if I put here, what will happen? If I put lowercase z here, what will happen? Local date time dot now I'm using here. Okay. Will I be able to print the zone IST or something? Okay. I am not putting anything here. Run the code and observe that you're going to get an exception. There is a reason why we got an exception. Date time exception, unable to extract the zone ID from temporal. Like this, it is coming. You cannot extract the zone ID from this kind of local date time. Instead, in place of the local date time, if you want to really print the zone IST or whatever the US zones. Okay. So what I'll do here, instead of writing local date time, I have to write zone date time. There's a predefined class known as zone date time. Along with the zone, it will come. So what is that actually? Zoned guys, not zone, zoned date time. Zoned date time dot now we have to say. Okay, instead of using local date time, we have to use another class known as zoned date time. Okay, it will return you the zone date time again. ZDT is equal to, over the mouse on this, create local variable. I'll just comment this one and separately print ZDT here. System.out.println, system.out.println, ZDT I'll print. Along with the zone, it will be printed. And here guys, you have to format the DTF dot format of DTF dot format of ZDT. You have to format, not LDT. Then you'll get the string mf date is equal to modified format date. Okay, like that you have to write the code, guys. Okay, so let's run this code and see what is original, what is expected is coming. Let's see. Origin is coming like this: 2024 05 7 something 32 Asia Calcutta it is taking this. Okay, you don't even have to know any zone actually here. Okay, Asia Calcutta, and Tuesday May, you see IST is coming. Whatever Z is right, that is coming. What if there is another way? I don't want to use zone date time. I want to use a local date time only and still want to get that. What I have to do? In that case, in the now method, you have to write here. You have to write the code here, guys. Okay. That is zone ID dot offstring of zone ID dot offstring of. In that, you have to give Asia. What is that we got here? Asia Calcutta. You copy this one and paste that there. Kolkata or Calcutta, whatever you can call. Okay, I think that's the reason we are not getting that in the earlier example. You have to search for Calcutta. Okay, not Kolkata. That is the reason I was mistaken. Okay, fine. Anyhow, LTD is there, so you'll just comment this out. And in the now method, if no in this particular now method, if you're not passing this zone ID, then you will not get the Z here. Okay, you'll get an error. Okay, if you pass, either you have to go with the zoned ID directly or dot now of. You specially mention the zone ID. Either this one you can use, or if you want to use a local date time only, then you have to pass this zone ID separately as an argument for this now method. Normal now method will not work in the case. In that case, Z will not work. You'll get an exception. Okay, so fine. Now we are able to specify the zone ID also. And with that note, I'll print the LDT here. Okay. I don't have to go to zone date time if I use the local date time dot now with the argument passing as zone ID. There's another way I'm saying. And here, I'll just change the stuff here. I'm printing LDT here. Okay. Formatting LDT and printing that modified it. You see, you will get the same output. IST will come this time also. This time all, okay. What is the problem? It's not printing, guys. It's not formatting as expected. Did I do any mistake anywhere? Local date time dot now of zone ID. I think that's the correct only. Local date time. What is the mistake? Let's see in the output. Where exactly it's unable to format, unable to extract zone ID from temporal. It's saying, and is that not the way? Okay. Local date time dot now. I even mentioned this zone ID. It's not working, guys. I think this will not work, guys. Okay, you cannot give this zone ID here and get it to work. Okay. I'll just comment this out. And here I'll uncomment this zoned ID. This is only working. And hover the mouse on this, say dot now. In that zone time dot now, I think here you can mention the zone ID. Here it is not there, guys. The option is not there in the normal thing. Let's try that out. Local date time, do we have the dot now? Can I mention? Zoned ID is there, right? Zoned ID is not there, but it's not working. Zone ID dot off or system defaults. Okay, let's try this one and see whether any luck we have. Right click and run as the application. Still it is not working, guys. Zoned ID is not working, but this is working. Okay, so if you want to go with the zone, you just go with the zone date time. Otherwise, you go with the, this one is not working for me anyhow. So I'll just do a small R&D on this just to see where I'm going wrong. It is not printing Z. Not 1 minute. It's not printing Z format. Date time formatter. Yeah. Okay. So it will not give the Z format. Then what is the thing? Format look with the time zone in Java 8. What is there? Let's see. Did we have any solution here? If I do Z, I'm getting an error here, right? That is not coming. Then datetime formatted dot off pattern. Capital Z if I give. And offset symbol is a format. However, local datetime does not have such in. That's why the error occurred. If you want the time zone, you should use zone datetime only. Okay. They given the answer, guys. That local datetime will not work at any cost. Okay. You have to use zone datetime only. Zone datetime only we have to use. Okay. This is not possible. I'm removing this. There's no use of that zone IDs and all those stuff. Okay. So either use this one if you don't want to print the Z here. Okay, use this one if you want the Z also, that is IST, PST, whatever you want. Okay, EST time zones you want, then zone datetime you use. Okay, either of the things you have to use. Here LDT is there. I'll just comment this one so that a normal thing will work. If you want Z, right, then open up this zone datetime only. Okay, zone datetime. Okay, and here comment this out and uncomment this one. Right click run as Java application. Errors are there. Where are the errors? Here somewhere. Okay. Okay. Got it. I should uncomment this one and comment this one. Yeah. Now I think should be good. Save. Error is gone. Right click run as the application. Yeah. IST is coming. So at any cost, we have to get the solution, guys. Okay. So local date time you should not use if you use Z in the format. Okay. Timestamp format, if you use Z, right, then it date time format, the pattern. In that pattern, if you have Z, don't use the local date time. Instead, use zone date time. Okay. So I'll do one thing, zone to date time, I'll say here, zone date time, local date time examples. Here, all these are the examples, and I'll just bring all these things into zone date time format. If you have that zone date only, you'll get all these options. Otherwise, you'll not get. That's the reason I'm reorganizing that. So if you want to zone date time dot now off, if you want to specify a particular zone, then if you want to, for example, here, I don't want IST here. For example, I don't want IST here. I want to get something that is there in another country or something. So in that, in place of that zone ID dot zone ID, otherwise zone ID dot of zone ID. What is the zone ID you will give? There are different zone IDs, right? That we have seen. Any example we have anywhere? Let's take that zone ID. Yeah. Okay. I'll go to the another program where we have printed time zones demo and run the code. We'll get some different zone IDs printed. And in that, I'll take something like America, Merida, I'll print. Okay. I'll just go here and give code here of like this. Now the time zone will be set to that one, and instead of IST, you'll get your own thing will be printed. Okay. In place of Z, instead of IST, that whatever the America Meridia is there, right? GMT minus 06 is getting printed instead of IST. Okay. So that's what will happen, guys. That's the purpose of using, zone ID and all those stuff. So I'll do one thing. I'll just remove from here or copy this one. Otherwise, copy this and because multiple things are there, so we have to use in different ways for different things. So I'll comment this out for a while. This is a possibility. I just wanted to let you know. This is a possibility that here you can give the zone ID. But if you give the zone ID in the local date time, it's not working somehow. We have to use the zone date time only for that purpose. And you have the option to customize your time. In which country IST time and you want, okay? That particular area's time will come Tuesday, May 07, 2024, 4 a.m. it is, okay? In that America, 4 a.m., 8. 7th only is the date, but it is AM, not PM, and it's -6, okay? GMT -6 hours. Fine. So what else is left out? Z, 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 all the 4 Zs. If you give in the complete Zs, right, then that is a different thing. So here, I'll use this normal zone time. Local Indian time will come. IST will come by default. I'll copy this one. I'll copy this line. I'll copy this line and paste it here. Instead of Z, I'll give 4 Zs. 4 Zs I'll give. And this time what will happen? Let's see. If I give 4 Zs, IST will come or what will come? Indian Standard Time should come. You see, instead of IST, full form IST means Indian Standard Time should come. Okay, like that. That's the purpose of giving. Instead of single Z, if you give 4 Zs in this, pattern, then the date time pattern, if you give 4 Zs, you will get the full form of that. Okay, and there's one more thing, that is 3 Zs also. You can do the same thing will come. The normal Z or 3 Zs, both the things same will come. Okay, you give 3 Zs here. Z, Z, Z. As per the things, I never tried this, but as per the things records, it is like, should get IST. Whether you give single Z or 3 Zs, you will get IST only. But if you give 4 Zs, you will get Indian space standard space time. Okay, that's the difference. So lot of things I covered, guys. Lot of things regarding to the date time format I covered. If you have this much of knowledge about the date time formatting, then you are good to go. There's an old variation that no one is using, but in interviews, if you write the old, you mention that. Okay, there used to be date class and we used to use old format like simple date format, but we have the latest time thing like date time formatter that we can use with either local date time, or we can use that with local date, or we can use that with local time. Okay, like that, many things we can use. And zone date time also is there, where you can get the zones and this everything. If you explain right, then the interviewer will get impressed. So hope, guys, with this note, you got the answer for this question with this note, and I'll just show you the code that I have written so far, so that you can take a screenshot and practice in your machines. At least if I can show you the main method, you can copy paste. Yeah. Yeah, now you can copy this code, guys, and practice this in your machines. Okay. So hope, guys, you have taken the screenshot. Okay, hope you have taken the screenshot. If not, take the screenshot now. Hope you have taken the screenshot. I'll go to the time zones program also that I have demonstrated as part of this session. You can also take the screenshot of this, how to get all the available time zones, and then use the time zones in the this kind of places, zone ID dot off of zone date time. Now method of the zone date time. Okay, so this one also you can take a screenshot to practice that. So hope, guys, you have taken the screenshot of all the code. So that's all for this session, guys. With practical demonstration, I have explained how to write a Java program to demonstrate date time format. You don't have to write all this explanation I have given you. An example you write and try to explain whatever that is required around the program to the interviewer, so that with that knowledge, if you have that knowledge, right, interviewer will get impressed. Okay, so that's all for this session. Thank you. Bye bye.